Well, my friends, welcome back to Your Florida Electrician. Today I have Eviqo Generation 2 EV Charger Level 2 that was provided for me for testing from Eviqo. Let's start by saying the revisions that were made to this one from Generation 1 are enormous. I have the Generation 1 installed over there, as you know. I'll put a card in the corner so you can watch that install. That was a full install with hard wiring. This install, I have opted for the NEMA 50 plug. You may be wondering why I already have, it's brand new, I already have it open. I'm not doing the hard wiring. I'm being told that revision 2 has shielding of the main board, and they gave me permission to go ahead and open it. So I decided to open it. And sure enough, look at that. You don't see that with any other EV charger. At least I've never seen that. Anything I've opened, I've never seen it. So one, you got a couple settings here. If you did hardwire it, you can set the ampacity for the charging speed. Never seen a shield in it, so that's part of their upgrade. So I'm going to put this back together. I'm not going to do a full unboxing. I'm going to put it up on the wall, and we're going to go through some of the features with Generation 2 and some of the improvements over Generation 1. Although Generation 1 is awesome, and I love the software, and I heard there's improvements on the software on Generation 2, and we're going to go through that. Let me get this thing up on the wall. Did I mention it has an enormously long power cord? Well, guys, I do want to say that installation went super easy. They provide a couple of templates, one for the EV charger and one for the handle. Super easy. They have a help card if you need to get a hold of somebody over there. Easy way to get a hold of them. And this is super nice too. They provide you with a security Torx handle, Allen wrench. And this is really good because I haven't seen it on any other charger, but there is actually security screws on the sides of the EV charger and one on the bottom of the wire cord holder. So you cannot just unscrew this and walk away with it. You need to have this. So they provide you with that. So super safe. I could hang off of that if, yeah, it's yeah, they provide good hardware. Whole bag of hardware of any situation you can run across, whether it be concrete or brick, wood. Yeah, they have all the screws right here. So with that said, without even turning it on, I want to talk about some of the features. Super long power cable. This is at least 3 feet. Yep, pretty long, plugged right in. Got all kinds of room. I put the cable close to the EV charger, the holder, but I don't need to. This is a 25-foot cable, charging cable, which is the longest in the industry. Wait till I show you how far I can reach with this thing. I don't even need to park my car here in the carport, which sometimes I can't. My wife takes it, and I got to park over there. But I'll show you, it even reaches over there, no problems. And I left the other EV charger cradle for the handle over here, and there is a difference. I put them side by side on purpose. This one doesn't move. The new revision, it has like a swiveling action. Kind of cool. And of course, the same plug. If you didn't put it in the cradle, you could put the cap on here, and it's also fits right over the pins too. So if you had to leave it outside in the snow or something like that, you could put that on there. But why not hang it when you have something as cool as that? I love it. Some of the advantages to this Eviqo Gen 2 charger: the heavy duty J1772 handle, rubberized handle with the metal clip. In the previous video, this was run over by the Cybertruck, and it survived perfectly. The Cybertruck's very heavy. There are 2 versions of this EV charger. You can get it in the 40 amp version, and you can get it in the hardwired version, which I believe is the 48 amp version, hardwired, like the Generation 1 that I connected over there. This one is the 40 amp version that will plug into a 50 amp breaker. Smart features of the Eviqo charging app is scheduling, electrical usage history, charging history. You also have smart reminders, and you have over-the-air updates. Also, there's an external button now on Generation 2 on the side here for resetting the EV charger. That'll help you fix bugs. If you need to reset it, you can also reset it to factory settings by holding it on. And the button on the side, if you hit it 3 times, will activate compatibility with preconditioning of the battery. It will know if you precondition your battery that uses more power. So it's going to know that by hitting that button 3 times. If you set it for 80%, even with the battery being preconditioned, it's going to make sure it charges the car to 80%, not 75 after the battery's conditioned. So it'll keep it up to where you set it. Also, Generation 2 has an improved antenna. So for connectivity, it will work much better or have further range than Generation 1. All right, we're certified for safety and incentives, ETL, Energy Star, FCC certified, meeting UL and CSA standards, which means we're safe. If you can meet those UL standards and CSA standards, you're going to be safe. You want to make sure you look for those listings. So fellas, for one of the best EV chargers on the market, level 2 EV charging, get yourself the Eviqo level 2 generation 2 EV charger. It is packed with features and safety features, including the shielding of the main board, which I've never seen before. I actually took it apart. And right now, I'm going to go through the software. I want to get the software going, and I want to take a peek at the software. Just in case the wife takes the carport and I have to park over there, which is not really a big deal. It is if your EV charger cable won't reach. So let me take all of this off. And are you watching? Not even a problem. I got my adapter on from J1772 and all the way over to there. That's a long way. I think that's the other one. Add a new device. Okay, I think we're waiting to be connected. Well, cool. I don't know which one's which. Okay. All right. Generation 2 is charging. I programmed a time in there to charge between 11:35 and 1 p.m. just for testing purposes. And I don't know if this is the updated app or not. I have to probably scan something somewhere to get the updated app. It's charging at 40 amps. Let me go to the Tesla. And my Black Beast is charging at 40 amps. Awesome. I got it set for 80%. Cabin temperature is 101, but it's cooling off. And yeah, look at how long this is. Woo! wife can park in the way if she wants to, but I can still charge. All right, since the install, I've collected a lot of data. At the moment, I'm only charging at 20 amps because I like to charge slowly most of the time. Time permitting, so you see the 20 amps on the top right, and then the power consumption is only 5 kilowatt, 248 volts. Duration's been 2 hours. Trying to get the car up to 80%, which is my norm. But we have some statistics here. Here's the scheduled charging, but I got plug and charge set up at the moment. All right, so some usage detail. I've been using the charger for roughly a month since the install. I wanted to get some good data. As you can see down the very bottom here, you can select 1 week, 1 month, or 3 months, and you can click. You can move these to see how many total kilowatts you have. So since July, mid-July, we used about 442 kilowatts, at least that were installed. And for 1 month, what is this showing me? There's a chart there, but it's very light. Our usage as far as charging, it's kind of light to see. $85.37 total expense. And the total consumption at the top, again, the 442.09 was charged in 27 total charging sessions. I wanted to wait a little bit and get some of this data to show you that you can change this stuff. Now you can have a full chart here. The graphic is very light at 1 week, 1 month, 3 months. Pretty interesting. Let me get back to this. And you can set up the charging cost by going to the top right and then setting up some other parameters here. You can erase all data, settings. You can put in your electricity plans for like plan 1, plan 2, plan 3. But I just have the basic plan set up. I put about 20 cents roughly per kilowatt. It's probably less than that. So that's how it comes up with the dollar values for so far in my history with the $87 for a total of 3 days charging in 14 hours. Remember, I charge very slow sometimes at about 20 amps. I like to not damage the battery or whatever. So that's how it comes up with that $87 number, by doing the calculations with the cost of the energy plan pushed in. There you go. So my friends, if you're looking for an EV charger that works harder and smarter, please check out Eviqo Gen 2. Link in the description. Thank you.